So someone comes to you and says, hey, Owen, should I invest in Bitcoin or blockchain? Tell me your answer.
I would recommend people invest in companies that are advancing and specializing in blockchain management and the natural organization of their business, of which there are many large companies who are really investing heavily in blockchain. That is a technology that is not going away. To answer your question for Bitcoin, I can't be very specific because everyone's different. Sure. But I'll answer it like anything else. Any asset can go from 419 to 60,000 and back to 36,000. And it's a very speculative investment that you could lose your money very quickly.
And that's not, Owen's a pro. He's a pro at risk management, spotting trends. I mean, that's what he does. The reason he's doing it for so long, it has such a huge client base. But I'm assuming there's companies out there that are embracing the blockchain technology and trying to make that, I'm going to say switch, but changing their business model. And then there's some companies that are ignoring it, correct?
There are companies that all of your listeners probably know who are specializing now in setting up giant divisions to consult and develop blockchain business as a consultant for everything from shipping to railroads to computers to healthcare.
And I'm assuming you're doing your due diligence and your team's doing the research on this so that your clients can be positioned for this move that no one can time, but it's eventual, correct?
That is correct. It is eventual, in my opinion.
Yeah, and which that's the reason it's not a cliche when people say true investing is long term. A lot of the traders and the Bitcoin traders and all that, they get a lot of publicity because it's sexy and it's good fodder for the news organizations. But approaching it from a standpoint of my clients that are looking at non-annuity investments and non-annuity opportunities, I'm hoping that this has opened some eyes to at least people digging in, maybe going to your site and signing up for your alerts and your information to understand better blockchain, and obviously having someone like yourself, get in the weeds and get in the mud for them to find out what's the opportunity, and what's not the opportunity. But my fear with all of this from the standpoint of, I don't know if it's the words fear. I'm not a pro-government guy. You're not either, but government is essential at some levels. But if there was ever a case where I might lean toward pro-government a little bit, is in the overall regulation of cryptocurrency. Blockchain, as you said, doesn't need to be regulated because it's self-regulating, right?
That's correct. It's a technology. It's not a trading.
Right. It regulates itself. It's a technology. But the cryptocurrency side, whether it's Bitcoin or whatever you want to name it, whatever the government names theirs, if they do something like that, that's the fear. And I don't know what the time frame is for that. Give me some insight on what you're seeing and what you're hearing from your connections on how fast we're going toward a moment in time where the regular investor will feel comfortable to at least dip their toes in. I'm not talking about traders. I'm talking about real people, clients.
A big national firm just said they're going to start offering, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, several of the big banks are going to start offering cryptocurrency as a product offering. And some people will say, well, that validates it. What I think it does, those companies have risk management procedures in place.
Right.
So the more they get involved, the more it becomes regulated is not the right word, but rules of engagement. They're not going to, case in point, one of the things cryptocurrency is used for, unfortunately, is moving money for terrorists and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
All these banks that are now get involved have strict money laundering procedures. So what's going to happen is, remember what the SEC chairman said, direct and indirect regulation? Direct regulation is saying it's got to go through the government. Indirect regulation says we're going to make sure the banks that deal with it have to play by the rules.
And if they don't, we're going to fine the heck out of them.
or shut them down.
Or shut them down.
Money laundering, they'll put in jail.
Hey, Stan the Annuity Man here. Did you like that little taste of my podcast, Fun with Annuities? Hey, if you want to see the full version, click the link and watch the whole darn thing. Remember, Fun with Annuities. Living the reality, not the dream.